Hi Aries, and welcome back to my channel. Welcome if this is your first time here. So this is going to be your love and spirituality reading for the month of January, and I'll also be doing an extended video, so I will leave the link to that down below. And basically in the extended videos I have been doing 2019 energy spreads, so basically I'll be telling you what you can expect in 2019, some of the things that you should look forward to, and then some of the things that you should try to avoid. So let's get started. I already pulled for you and laid out the spread just to save time. So I'll basically just be using my deck to clarify. And again, this is for Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs. So let's get into it. So in your past position, we have the Tower card in reverse and we have the Seven of Cups in the upright. So I feel like for a lot of you, you were involved in a situation that was quite confusing. It's like you couldn't figure out exactly how to get this situation or this relationship on track. It's like every time you took 2 steps forward, you end up taking a step back with this person. And I feel like there was just a lot of illusions that were surrounding the connection. So somebody could have gotten into the connection with some type of past baggage that they did not reveal until later on. So I feel like for some of you, you feel kind of played, or you feel kind of like you were fooled in some way, because there was just a lot that this person was hiding from you, or they could have presented themselves to be something that they're not, or it could have been that you were just kind of like idealizing them, or you had a fantasy in your mind about what you thought about them or who you thought they were, and it looks like as time went on, the illusion or the fantasy kind of came crashing down because it wasn't rooted in reality. It wasn't rooted in who this person actually was. It was like seeing them for what they had the potential to be. And I feel like a lot of this confusing or chaotic energy only, it's like it only lasted for so long because you weren't wanting, it's like you were not wanting to see who they really were. So it was kind of like you were trying to hold on to the connection, or you were trying to hold on to the fantasy in some way, and you just didn't want things to come crashing down. But the thing about the Tower card, and I've said this in a couple of my past videos, is that when you meet someone and the connection is built on some type of deceit, or it's built on some type of fantasy, or it's built on like lust, or it's built on infatuation, usually those type of connections won't last because they don't have a sturdy foundation. Like it takes a while to build a house, or you can rush through it and build the house quickly, but guess which one is going to withstand the storm? The one that was built the correct way, and the one that people took their time building. See what I'm saying? So it's like the same goes for relationships. If it doesn't have a sturdy foundation, it's not going to withstand conflict. It's not going to be able to withstand the storm. So I just feel like you were trying very hard for this not to end, or this other person could have been trying very hard for it not to end, and it just wasn't sturdy enough to be built upon. Like it wasn't sturdy enough to continue, is what I'm seeing. For some of you also, because I pulled 2 for the outside energy, so for some of you, you're still feeling like you got kind of duped with the Justice card being here and the Queen of Cups. It's like you feel like you were kind of fooled, or you were kind of tricked. You feel like you got the short end of the stick, or that you want them to feel the way they made you feel. Like you feel like it's not fair that you had to experience this level of pain, or you got taken advantage of. Like you just feel like it's not fair is what I'm getting with these 2 cards. And I feel like you really feel used, or you kind of feel like you want them to suffer in a way because you gave so much, because the Queen of Cups comes up in the reverse. So that means that you could have gave so much that you feel drained, and now you want some of that energy back, or you feel like you can only redeem yourself if they receive their karma. See what I'm saying? And for that, you have to be very careful, because sometimes that can really start to drain your own energy. Like if someone does you wrong and then the situation ends, it can be very draining for you to focus on wanting to see them get their karma, and it can end up hurting you even worse. So for some of you, you're needing to take that into consideration. For others of you, and I feel like you may or may not know this, the person that you were dealing with dealt with a situation in their past that they felt like they were done wrong, so they turn around and did it to you. And that's very, I kind of do understand that, but it's just like, if you would think that if somebody did something horrible to you and inflicted pain on you, you would think that you wouldn't want to do it to them. But that's very common for people who have been hurt to turn around and hurt someone else the same exact way. So I feel like for some of you, that's what you were going through with this past connection. For those of you who this isn't a partnership, like this isn't a romantic relationship, I feel like just a lot of things in your life, a lot of old structures you've been trying very hard to hold on to. And it's because you already like fixated your mind on the fact that these things make you happy, or these things make you who you are. So you're not really willing to let them go. But I feel like that's an illusion. I feel like you're needing to see that there is better for you. And again, this could go for anything, a job, friendships, like it's go for anything. You were needing to see in the past that something or something else was better for you, or that something else can make you even happier if you would just let this situation go. And if you would just let like certain structures or let certain situations in your life fall away, is what I'm seeing. For some of you, you're needing to give yourself some sort of justice by pulling yourself out of certain situations and not really waiting for the other person or the other people to turn around and do right, especially if they've been doing nothing but wrong. You can't really expect them to save you when they have been doing nothing but wrong to you. So for some of you, this Justice card and the Queen of Cups is meaning that you're needing to give yourself that love and give yourself that justice by removing yourself from the situation completely. And that means removing them from your energy, or removing these situations from your energy, so that they don't take up any more of your mental space. And that was all in the past. So let's see for the future. We have the Star card, the Four of Cups in the reverse, and we have the Nine of Pentacles. Okay. So it looks like in the present moment, you are healing with the Star card being here. And with the Four of Cups in reverse, that means that you're healing from the past. And a lot of you have spent a lot of time fixated on the past, or just trying to figure the past out, or just not wanting to let go of the past. But I feel like you're finally transitioning into this energy of wanting to fully let go of the past, because you know something better is trying to come in. And I feel like intuitively you know this. I feel like you probably have been getting some type of intuitive hits, or like intuitive downloads that tells you that you're about to move into something better. It's like you just have a feeling that you're about to move into something better. So that's why you are having an easier time releasing, or you are focusing more on releasing and healing, because it's kind of like you can feel some type of positive energy that's about to come your way, and you just have to clear out the past. For some of you, this could very well be a spiritual awakening. So some of you could be really getting more and more into spirituality, and that is what's helping you to remove yourself from the past. Because when you start to see things, when you start to see your past from a higher perspective, like the Star card, it's easier for you to kind of let it go. Because we hold on to things based off of the story that we told ourselves about whatever the situation is. So it's much more difficult to move away from someone when in your mind you're thinking it's not fair what they did to me, and it's not right, and you're like angry and you're resentful and you're bitter. And those things, I feel like those emotions, you have the right to feel those, and you have a right to give yourself time to feel those. But then eventually you have to move away from them and take on things from a higher perspective and think, okay, what did this relationship teach me? Why did this person get attracted into my life? And what can I do better moving forward? And that actually helps you, seeing things from a more spiritual level, that helps you to move on. I know that on my spiritual path, me realizing that we come here, we reincarnate here to evolve on a spiritual level and for us to grow, and that certain situations we attract into our lives in order for us to grow, that helped kind of free me from a lot of anger and resentment, because I was able to see like, okay, this situation is actually helping me to spiritually ascend and evolve, and there's no need for me to hold on to that anger and resentment anymore, because things worked out exactly the way they were supposed to. So some of you are taking on that mindset, but then others of you are needing to take on that mindset. So the Nine of Pentacles is also here in the present. So the Nine of Pentacles talks about you gaining your independence and you really starting to see the value in yourself. I feel like a lot of you in the past have greatly devalued yourself, and that's very obvious to me with the Queen of Cups being in the reverse, because when the Queen of Cups shows up in the reverse, that usually indicates that you don't value yourself, so that it's like you feel like you have to keep giving to people in order for them to validate you, because you don't really see the value in yourself. So it's like now with the the Nine of Pentacles showing up, you're starting to see the value in yourself, and you know when to give and when not to give. Like, you know when someone is right for you and when they're not, and you have the ability now to kind of walk away. And that comes with this self-love, or this sense of self-worth, or seeing yourself in a high regard. And that's what makes situations or healthy relationships come into your life. Like, you become an energetic match to people who actually adore you and people who actually see your value because you see it in yourself. I feel like a lot of you are just starting this journey though, so don't rush. Like, take your time in terms of finding your own sense of independence and learning to love yourself. This is going to be a long journey, so don't try to rush through it, or don't try to, or don't beat yourself up if you are feeling like you're moving along slowly but surely, because it took a very long time and a lot of experiences for you to learn how to devalue yourself, and for you to have these negative thought processes about yourself. So you have to give yourself time to reprogram that. It didn't happen overnight, so you're not just going to start loving yourself overnight. I hope that made sense. So I see the Knight of Cups here and the Ten of Swords as a blockage in the present. So some of you, this is talking about whoever that past person was. They could very well be trying to come back into your life for some of you. And this is not future, this is present. So that means that for those of you who this applies to, that means that this has already happened, or this is happening right now. For some of you, like I was saying, this person from the past is trying to come back into your life and trying to kind of sweet talk you and ask you if you can start over. And some of you could be very tempted to take this offer, because it's like this person is your comfort, or this person, you know that you won't have to go through the grieving process if you just go back to this person. And that's what keeps a lot of people stuck in relationships, or going back to the same person over and over. It's like they don't want to feel the pain, they don't want to feel the grieving process, so they'd rather just give it another go. But for some of you, you're really needing to reconsider that, because I feel like there's something new trying to manifest into your life, and it's something that has to do with your self-love and your independence. So I don't feel like this person can offer you anything that is going to bring abundance into your life. Like, you have to bring your own abundance into your life by learning to put yourself first and value yourself. For some of you who that doesn't apply to, like for those of you who this person isn't trying to come back in, I feel like you may be tempted at the moment to try to go back to them, or to talk to them, or to reconnect with them. And again, I feel like this is coming from a place of just not wanting to feel the ending, or not wanting to feel the pain. And again, you may need to rethink that, especially if it's a situation that has continuously showed you that it's not good for you, or continuously has showed you that it's going to disappoint you or let you down. You might as well just kind of get the grieving process over with, and again, see things from a higher perspective, because then the grieving won't be as painful or as difficult as you may think it is. For those of you who do believe in prayer, I highly recommend praying to help detach yourself from whatever the situation was, and to help you heal, so that it won't be as excruciating, or it won't be as painful as you might think that it will be, is what I'm seeing. For those of you who this has nothing to do with a love relationship, I feel like in general you're just wanting to feel better about yourself overall. It just looks like life has kind of taken a toll on you, or life has kind of burdened you or weighed you down, and you are wanting to heal. It's like you're not wanting to give up and continue to live your life a certain way. You're wanting to start over and really grow and transform into the person that is like the best version of yourself. Like, you're wanting to be independent financially, you're wanting to feel good about yourself. So a lot of you are going to be really putting in energy and effort into doing that, instead of putting energy and effort into past situations, or energy and effort into negative things. I hope that made sense. These messages are like racing through my head. Okay, so in the future position, Aries, we have the Two of Swords, the Eight of Cups, and the Hermit card. Okay, so be very careful for those of you who you're trying to build this sense of independence, and you're trying to kind of stand on your own 2 feet. For some of you, you're breaking a codependent issue that you have, like you're not engaging in codependent relationships anymore. Be very careful that that doesn't turn into isolation with the Hermit card coming up in the future position, because sometimes we can swing from one extreme to the next. It's like sometimes we can be codependent and be too clingy onto people and really want them to be our happiness, but then we could say, okay, I'm sick of being this way, and then we can swing to the complete opposite of being isolated, not wanting to talk to anyone, not wanting to connect with anyone, and that's no way to live either. So you have to find a happy middle ground. Like, you have to find what it is that makes you happy in terms of connections, and make sure that it is even and balanced, and you don't have to overgive, but you don't have to keep people out either, if that makes sense. So you're needing to make sure you're not completely isolating yourself and closing yourself off, because that's no way to live either. That's just as bad as codependency, I think. So the Two of Swords is here in the reverse, and then the Eight of Cups is here. So you're still clearing out past energy, because there's still something you need to walk away from emotionally. So you're still clearing out past energy, or you're clearing out present energy, because this is the future that's coming through. So that means that it's like this energy that's still lingering, that you're still needing to walk away from, and you're needing to see or find what it is that makes you happy. And you know that the way that things have been going, you know that there's no happiness at the end of that. So I find the Eight of Cups to be pretty positive in the future. Again, that means that there's still some leftover energy, because you're needing to walk away from it, but I feel like you're getting there slowly but surely. The Two of Swords is also here. So this is what I was getting earlier too when I was shuffling for you. I feel like there's a decision that you're going to have to make soon. And I feel like the decision is one that you are going to need a lot of mental balance and mental clarity, because whatever this situation is that you're needing to make a decision on, it's not something that you can make while you're confused, because your mind is going to be so clouded, you're not going to know which way to go, or what type of action to take. So I feel like a lot of this clearing has to do with some type of life decision, and I'm not sure what the life decision is. It could possibly be you wanting to start over, you wanting to start a new job, or you wanting to move, something along those lines. But I feel like there's a decision that you're going to have to make in the future that you cannot make with being cloudy or being confused. And that's why a lot of this past energy has to be cleared out, because we can make decisions based off of things that we've been through in the past. And when you do that, you can sort of like put yourself into another cycle, into another negative cycle, if that makes sense. So for example, let's say you meet someone new and they're like, okay, are we going to be together or not? If you're not clear from the past and you haven't cleared out that energy from the past, you will make a decision based off of the way you were treated in the past. Like, okay, no thanks, I don't want to go forward with you, I don't want to start anything new, strictly based off of how you were treated in the past. And you could really mislead yourself, or you could really block a lot of blessings doing that. So I feel like the past energy is needing to be cleared specifically so that you can have a clear mind and you can go towards something or someone that's coming into your life that's going to be a blessing to you. And then the Judgment card was there as well at the bottom of the deck. So okay, yeah, Two of Cups, Two of Wands, expansion. So the Justice card was at the bottom as well, and along with the Two of Wands. Did I say Two of Cups? Two of Wands. So it's like you're trying to expand, or you're about to enter into like a new cycle, or you're expanding and growing and learning in some way. And in order to do that, your mind and your energy has to be very clear. So a lot of this has to be cleared out, is what I am seeing. And I feel like you're going to be getting a lot of higher guidance. Like you're going to be getting a lot of intuitive guidance. You're going to be getting a lot of signs, possibly in your dreams as well. And so it's like in the near future, you are going to make the right decision, because you are going to have your mind clear, and you're not going to allow the past to interfere with your present or your future. Okay, that was a lot of energy, Aries. So I hope that was helpful. I'm going to do your 2019 energy reading over on Vimeo. And thank you guys for watching, and I will see you on my Vimeo channel. Bye.